Welcome to Social 5 University. This is Jeremiah Stetler, your host, as we talk about how to understand and act on social media analytics using Facebook. So today, our curriculum will be first an introduction to Facebook Insights. What are they? Where do you find them on your page? We'll talk about how to understand some of the key performance indicators, such as reach and impressions and demographics and some of those key things that'll help you determine how well your account is performing. And then, of course, we'll talk about how to improve those numbers. I mean, what good is data if you aren't acting upon those numbers to help lift and strengthen your business to acquire more business, right? And then if you're watching this live, then there is a Q&A session at the end where we'll touch on any topic under the sun dealing with digital marketing. But first, let's talk about a quote. This is a quote from Carly Fiorina. The goal of analytics is to turn data into information and information into insight. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because unless you have information that tells you that on your page that half of your fans happen to be under 19 years old, or 3/4 of your fans actually live in Egypt, then how are you going to respond to that information? Or for instance, what if you have a post that is actually doing incredibly well and you don't realize it? Just had that happen recently. We had a contest post on a person's page. They weren't a big fan of the contest, but it turns out those contest posts had dozens and dozens of comments. But you would never know that unless you looked through to look at your analytics and looked at a post by post analysis of how well your page is performing. So let's look at how to find Facebook Insights. You can find it right on the top of your page under this Insights button. If I can have my cursor being, there it is, Insights button. Your page may look slightly different if you have additional buttons up on the top. For instance, for me, I have things like appointment setting and a Google Calendar and a variety of things that are on my Facebook page. You may have a More button. Insights could be located under the More button. But once you click on it, what it will do is pull you over to this dashboard, okay? This dashboard will show you how your account is performing over time. Now, this page itself is trash, right? Now, that's kind of a weird thing to say, but the place where you actually want to go is over to this left-hand column where you can see some of the specifics like your fans, okay? That's under the likes button, how many people like your page, or you can see how many people your content is reaching, the total viewership under reach. You may be able to see how many people are viewing your page, which is different than reach. Viewership, page viewership, is someone who decides to come over to your Facebook business page and to look around, okay? Or they may click on a post and come over to your page, whereas reach includes people who just see your content through their news feed. All right, another one is posts. You can see individual post performance. Now, granted, you can go through and see how many people have liked a post or shared a post or whatever it is by scrolling through your newsfeed. You can do that if you're an admin on the page. This gives you the ability to compare all of those posts side by side or top to bottom when you see the layout, okay, to see exactly how they're comparing to each other, which ones are doing better than others, but that's under posts. And then lastly, we'll be able to look under demographics, under people, and see how many people are 35 to 44, or how many people are male or female, who comes from Salt Lake City, who comes from Miami, any of those types of things through people. So this will be your dashboard. This is where you'll want to spend your time. So let's go into some of the details of these key performance indicators. First one under likes. This is your page to show you your overall fan growth. Now, a lot of people will focus just on this middle box, but I want to show you some features that will help you. Up here to the top is a slider where you can put your analytics as small as a week, maybe show you a week of analytics, or as far as you want, maybe multiple years. For me, I like to always stretch my time frame of analytics out to 90 days. And it gives me an idea of trends that are happening in my social marketing performance. Many times you'll see spikes that come up and down and up and down, but you need to be able to look at what is the trajectory of your page And this slider will help you to elongate that reporting cycle. Okay. Then you'll see an aggregation of your fan likes. So this is like net increase based upon additions and losses. So you can see that my fan base here has grown slowly and steadily over time. If you happen to be, if you see any big spikes like a cliff edge, be cautious about that. That may indicate that someone has purchased likes for your page. It may indicate that a whole bunch of people from a click farm have come over to your page, any of those types of things. Then down here at the bottom, it'll show you your fan acquisition, where they have come from. Dark blue represents fans acquired through paid advertising. Light blue is ones that come organically or naturally to your page. Red are those that you lose from your page. And sometimes I like to look at those just to see how well a campaign is performing. There's actually a case where we're running a contest for a company that does vacation rentals. And they wanted to do this contest about who you don't want to share a hotel hot tub with. Oh my goodness. Hilariously offensive in every way. In every way. And when the contest went live, there was this outpouring of just horrific photos on the page. They gained like 500 likes, and they lost about 300 and some likes in a single day. Okay, this would give me an indication of when did the likes come and go and what might have happened because of what happened. Even though the net increase was positive, it was so bad we decided to take it off the page. Okay, all right. So then we come over to reach, and you'll see it over here on the side of the page. If I click on reach, again up at the top is our slider to measure our reporting period, and then you can see how many people viewed your content. Okay, so the dark orange represents paid viewership. So I achieved this viewership through a paid advertisement, whereas the light orange represents people who just saw this post naturally. All right, next, page views. This shows you how many people were actually on your business page where they could see your reviews, they could see your call to action button up at the top, they could see other content and browse through it. This is a good indicator of people who are genuinely interested in interacting with your brand on a sales level, okay? And so you can see in this case, we just kind of bippity-bopped right down here in the bottom until we hit some high traffic, here in May, okay? So if I come down, so this is where I can see the total viewership. If I come to the bottom, I can see people who viewed it by section, by age and gender, by country, city, a number of different things, by device. It was by mobile device or by desktop. So in this case, I can see that most people came to my home page or scrolling through there, which tells me I probably did maybe an audience building advertisement or something like that. I also see there's this yellow spike that came under custom. This was a custom app that I built for my Facebook page to help acquire leads. Okay, so these were a variety of different things where I can see how I acquired those given fans and what they did. Next on the page, let's go over to post. And you'll see this crazy whale-looking thing up at the top, and this shows me based upon hour how many people were on my page. So I know that somewhere around 8:40 is where in the evening I hit my peak in terms of traffic. So generally, if you have a largely male audience, you may see that peak earlier in the day between 9 and 11 o'clock a.m. If it's largely female, you'll see it peak later in the day. Okay, this one represents a pretty even distribution of men and women across age demographics on my page. So then down here, you'll be able to see given posts. Okay, so if I take my little fancy finger there, you'll see it says reach. The light orange happens to be natural or organic. The dark orange happens to be paid, okay, from a paid advertisement. Many times, if you run a paid boost, with the exception of this one down here in the bottom, usually you'll see an increase in both paid and organic. Because anytime you pay, put an advertisement out there, there's a greater likelihood of engagement, of people sharing, people tagging. If depending on what your post is. Now, this one I can tell you why it didn't do good. It says even businesses that have been accepting credit cards a long time have questions about fees. Now, there's nothing exciting about that. We think about what is the cost and benefit of somebody clicking on a post to come see it. They have to. The cost is they don't get to watch their crazy cat videos or scroll through and stalk their boyfriend from high school or whatever it happens to be. But they're having to leave their news feed where they know people, they're interacting with people, they're connecting with people to come over to your business page. So are you going to do that through a contest, through valuable information? What are you going to do? But this will show you what posts are doing well. It'll show you what type of post. This was an image. This was a link. You'll see some that are videos. How many people engaged by commenting, by liking or reacting to it. So this post, for instance, did very well. So did this one on the page. So let's say we wanted to go and look at a given post, and we say, okay, this one looks great. How many people interacted with it? And I could click on it, and it pulls the specifics of how many people liked the post, how many people loved it, how many commented on it, how many people clicked on the post. So it'll give me a breakdown of how that one worked, okay, how well it did. Now, the next piece of this one is to go over to people and see who actually engaged. You can see who your fans are. You can see who you reach. This is again under the people button. So if I want to see how many people my post went to, or who engaged, I can see first of all what their demographics are. So I can see, are they women? Are they men? What is the age range for that particular group? Okay, it's all right here. I can also see where they came from. Now, you'll notice under demographics, under country, most are from the United States. We have some from Mexico and India, Nigeria, and these will just always happen. You'll have that happen. There are click farms that are out of country. There are pages that are, and I say click farms because they go and like other pages so they look like a legitimate profile when they are not. You'll always get a little bit of this one, but make sure that you have the majority of your audience from your target market, okay? And then see where they're coming from geographically. Is your business in Salt Lake City or Ogden or West Jordan, wherever it happens to be? Is that your right audience? If not, then you need to run an advertisement in your market, or focusing is a little bit better. Or maybe you stumble across something like we had this page where we had a whole bunch of people that were added in a short amount of time. And I was like, what in the heck is happening? We came in here and we found that most of there are about a couple hundred fans that were from Moscow that joined on the same day. Okay, pretty crazy that they had a group that was trying to leverage their page, I guess, to look more legitimate or whatever it was. But anyways, this is how you can view your followers. Okay, all right. Then the next thing I want to touch on. When we look at analytics, we also need to be thinking about it from a business frame of mind. So here comes a question. How do you improve your numbers based upon the analytics that you've seen? Okay, if you want to improve your numbers, first of all, improving those numbers often begins with focusing on growing your fan base. Okay, and the first thing, if you're a brand new page, make sure that you come over and click on these 3 parallel dots or horizontal dots, because this will give you some tools to be able to invite friends from your personal page to like your business page. So you can do this, but you can also have friends or family do it. If you have family members who still like you, you can have them come over and do the same thing. They access your business page through their personal page and they invite their friends. Your spouse can do it. Your high school friend, if he still likes you, can do it. But these are ways that you can build your audience, and it sends not a recommendation. It sends an invitation to all of those individuals. Okay, so a notification right through Facebook. Okay, Great way to start building your audience. Once you do that, and you can do that one time, please make sure that you're sharing content routinely from your business page over to your personal page, and make sure that it's information that you are interested in, information that somebody would want to click on, or that has an incentive for them to click over to your business page. So every post has the share button. When you go to click on it, make sure you first click this toggle button to make sure you're sharing it as yourself, not as your business, because you want to share this with your friends as yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to be effective. Okay, and then write something catching the top, like, "Hey, I thought everyone would like this," or "Come join the contest on my business page." Any of those types of things. So write something in that box, then click post. If people do engage with that post, make sure to click right there and push the invite button that appears if the person hasn't liked your page already. So this will allow you to build or capitalize on your engagement to build your audience base. Then the last thing, so those are things to help you build a fan base and then to capitalize on engagement that comes. The last thing is think about the content that you're putting out there on your page, because every person, and think about this yourself when you're on Facebook, every person is going to weigh that cost-benefit analysis in their mind. So if you run a contest on your page, it's going to be more engaging. It's going to have a higher click-through rate than other pieces of content. Well, depending on your prize. I mean, if your prize is cool or not. I mean, I've had some people say, well, I'll just give away a product. Well, if you're giving away a free month of free property casualty insurance, not only is that a violation of federal law, but it's not sexy, it's not fun, it's not cool. If you're giving away free movie passes or free burrito or something like that, that will always have a higher value than giving away a month of some type of service. Okay, share information that is meaningful to your group. I recently did a webinar on how to avoid having your boosts rejected. Okay, that one did very well. And that's Facebook boosts, not not boots. It's your Facebook boots from being rejected. That was actually here on Social 5 University, but that one received a lot of click-through because people were interested in it, or sharing memes or information that engage a person within your target market. And so if I'm a primarily female audience, I might do this one in lighter colors of oranges and yellows or pinks, where if it's male, I might do it more in some of the darker tones. If I'm putting images of people, I'm not going to do one of people in like guys in walkers if it's a young female audience I'm going after, unless maybe I'm sharing like that crazy dance monkey music video that has all the old guys in walkers in there. That was a good one. But anyways, so think about content that will drive people over to your page and create engagement. All right, so with that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@social5.com. You can also go to university.social5.com, which hopefully you're watching this video on right now, and you can see any of our sessions that we've done online, so hopefully you enjoy it. So thank you so much for your participation. We are here to lift and strengthen businesses through innovation, collaboration, and appreciation. Grateful for your attendance. Have a wonderful week.